New at 4, Florida gubernatorial candidate Byron Donalds faces a lawsuit accusing him of assault. A woman claims Donalds confronted and threatened her in a Naples grocery store in 2022 because she was involved in a legal matter with his wife. The complaint goes on to say Donalds' senior advisor, Larry Wilcoxon, followed the woman around the store and yelled at her. The lawsuit seeks damages in a civil trial. In a statement to WCTV, Donalds' campaign communications director calls the lawsuit, quote, a baseless, politically motivated attack and a shameful publicity stunt designed to damage Byron Donalds in the 2026 election. The statement goes on to say the woman who filed the lawsuit has a history of unsuccessful lawsuits against Donalds' family.